basically passed away. Obviously, everyone's grieving. As he's being lowered into the coffin, part of his last will that he left for the priest was to do a voice recording play, and basically it was him going like, okay, this isn't funny anymore, let me out. You fuckers, let me out.
There it is. I put it in the general chat.
Yeah, there you go.
You can watch that at your leisure.
This story sounds familiar. I think.
Yeah. Speaking of, by the way, speaking of general, we are now generally online. We get an opening ceremony? I didn't know I deserved the red carpet. I don't know. You tell me if I did or didn't. I mean, that's just that in a nutshell. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody to Perception Check. You must have rolled pretty high to find our quiet little stream. How are we all doing, everybody?
Good.
Yay.
No, what?
A bit tired.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this.
What day is it today?
It's Monday,
Oh.
which sadly means it's Dungeons and Dragons
Pokemon.
time. But yeah, no. That I mean, that's the right day, but the wrong week.
Damn it!
No, don't worry, Raven. You need to. Oh, sorry. You need to work on Liam. So we'll get Liam back in here. We'll get Liam.
Wait a minute, I'm not into Pokemon D&D thing.
Yeah, you're not. What the fuck do you know?
Ah.
Get the fuck out.
It's Perception Check.
Yep. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Perception Check, as I stated. First of all, let's get a quick 2 bits of details to get out of the way. The first thing is you noticed that we have not got our cameras on today. That is because we've had a bit of a player hiccup, or sickness, I think is the better wording, as sadly Cotlol is not doing too well today, so Cot will not be joining us for this session, I'm afraid to say. Which is going to be upsetting, but I'm sure he'll be watching as he's trying to recover. And second, this is our last session of 2021. Which is weird because because I remember a load of months back, 12 months to be exact, we had this same discussion. But we've had some ups and downs, and it's been fun. So if anything, I would only want to say, at least before we get started, Merry Christmas to all of you if you're watching this, and also to all of you who put up with my dribble for the past year.
Hey, Chris, give yourself some credit.
I have given myself credit. It means I've perceived with something so long it actually has kept going.
Me.
Why can't I have this? Why can't I have this determination with anything else I'm doing?
Seems like this. It seems like this thing is like the Energizer Bunny. It just keeps on going and going and going.
I mean, eventually it does run out.
But it does go somewhere.
Yeah, the trash.
Oh
No.
Yeah, me. I'm trying to be funny. I'll shut up. I'm a bad boy.
Okay.
No, you're not.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
Fine.
let's get on with our proper introductions. I am Brownie, your dungeon master for tonight, and joining us tonight is the ragtag crew as you, hopefully. No one loved them. We're joined by Raven.
Hello.
Dal.
Normally it's Love and Noda.
Wait,
Why
what's
is it
that?
in reverse now?
Oh.
Oh. Is this the real Brownie or is it just a mimic?
Sure.
Quick, someone go to London and stab him.
Okay.
I'm the real.
Oh, wait.
This is no time for sus. I assure you, I am the true Brownie. I am so brown.
Wait,
I am the
sus?
true. Yeah, I am the true Brownie, and I can prove it because. Fuck.
Well, no need to prove it.
Anyway, we're joined also by Dell,
Hi, everybody.
Aeon,
I'm ready to roll.
Chopper,
Hello.
Heidi. Oh shit! I'll take, I'll take that as a yes. And we're joined by Lena.
Oh god.
Well, that's one way to say hello. Oh. Anyway, we have dawdled long enough on this. We've waited long enough with this. How about we actually get started?
Yes.
Brett,
Let's.
I'll be back in a few minutes. I really have to use the bathroom.
Oh!
This.
No, that's not a joke either. I really, really, really need to use the bathroom. I've been having issues for like almost a month.
No!
I'll be back in probably about 5 or so minutes.
Okay.
You think you know a guy?
Well,
The worst
To
part
be
about
fair,
I
this-
typically don't share this type of thing, but still.
it does line up with my expectations of Chopper, but okay.
Have you people ever heard of
Anyways.
TMI?
No,
Yeah, well, Chopper, go,
Please do
share.
Too, Raven.
yeah, Chopper, go do what you gotta do. Because we better get.
Wow,
Yeah,
what a way to start a live stream.
yeah, I know.
Yes.
Especially when Chopper is involved in the cliffhanger that we had on the last episode.
Quite.
So,
Ending the year in my usual style.
yep. Random nonsense, random bull, and everything else in the middle. Anyway, last time on Perception Check, the Hope Finders, with their adventures in the city of Creo, home of Topaz Lightning, you indulged yourself for a little bit with some motives in the Festive of the Fist. You had a run-in with some Black Pen members up on the Crystal Gleam Mountains. You tried to accuse one member of the Cloaked Collective as a member of the Black Pen, with some bad results. And, well, you ended up winning part of the tournament. You had a drinking competition. But the very next day, as most of
Casually.
you guys were getting yourselves ready to head to Velvet, with none other than Stonebreaker, the mayor of the city, who was here to be, shall we say, needing your services, Magnus had a little run-in with a sort of old friend of some kind, in the form of a figure by the name of Percy. Now, I do have to retcon a little bit of information about Percy, by the way, because as your DM, I mixed up my notes and I got confused with a different NPC.
Nah.
So, to verify a small bit of info, just to verify this very, very quickly, because, as I said, I need to fix shit. The figure of Percy that you saw was essentially a half elf. So he was a male half elf figure. That's basically my retcon. So that's just a small heads up there. So, also, while you guys were having, that was going on a bit there, Madame Vassell was basically having a deal with you guys involving a temporal stone, which you acquired. So essentially, you have access to basically creating a one-day teleportation circle.
Temporal Chuck.
Temporal chalk. Thank you very much. I realized I put the wrong thing.
It's alright.
I told you, I'm not very good at this.
Me.
Alright, just hopefully we'll wait for Magnus to get back. So I guess before we get to the cliff-hanging fun of it all, we should go back to the other group. So, Hope Finders, the rest of you at this point, minus Ursula, who was doing some shopping, I believe.
I was.
Yep, we fixed that all up, didn't we?
I think so, yeah. We did that before we ended the episode.
Yes, yeah, we got all that sorted out. So, I just have to ask Ursula, what are you doing in the scenario once you finished up the shopping?
I'm gonna try and meet up with the rest of the group, except for maybe Magnus. So I'm gonna try and find Zelion and the rest.
Okay. Concerning that you weren't pointed at this, I would like you to make an investigation check to see if you can find Madame Vassell's.
First roll of the night. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Woo.
15.
15. Okay. It takes you a couple of minutes to basically figure out where you're going, but with some helpful directions from some of the guards and some of the other shops that you were around, they point you in the southern direction towards Madame Vassell's. So you do manage to find it and meet up with the group, who, when you open the door to go in, you see the rest of the crew drinking tea.
Oh, hi guys.
Oh, by the way,
Shh,
yeah.
it's tea time.
Okay, well, I got the supplies so that we can start heading out when you guys are ready.
I hold up the temporal chalk. I got what I came here for.
Yeah, but
Perfect.
we're not done with the tea yet.
I just gulped down the rest of my tea.
Madame Vassell does.
What tea?
Oh, sorry.
What type of tea is it?
Good. Good tea.
To fill in that detail, it is a herbal grey tea.
Yeah. Okay.
Secretly to you all, I would like you all to know.
Constitution saving throw.
No.
Got it.
No.
Now I'm going.
As
I'm
a
going
play.
to.
Sorry, go ahead, Dom.
No, I was just gonna say I'm gonna use prestidigitation on Liam's cup of tea.
Oh. Okay. What do you do with it?
I'm gonna make it so that the tea smells sour.
The tea. Wait, the tea tastes sour. You mean?
I don't think it affects taste.
It
I don't
does.
think it affects. Does it?
Can we get a prestidigitation rule check? I think technically prestidigitation has any ruling in a weird way, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Figure this.
Yeah.
I watched a video on the uses of it the other day. It absolutely can be used to affect taste.
Okay, then I'll make it taste. Then I'll make it taste sour.
Yeah. This spell is a minor magical trick, and you can create with some magical effects. If you cast a spell multiple times, you can have up to 3 instantaneous effects. So, in short, the DM could have some random fun if you want it. You could create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect. So, yeah, taste is a sense.
All right, I'll make it taste. I'm not gonna make it taste sour. I'm gonna make it taste bitter.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So,
See,
Leah,
that's the.
go ahead.
Sorry,
It's
go
all-
ahead.
That's all right. Go ahead, Heidi. You first.
So, as the player, I know this flavor is Earl Grey, so it's already going to be bitter. If you're going to make it more bitter, good luck.
Oh. All right.
Anyways, continue.
All right. I'll just make it. All right. Fine. I'll just make it taste weird then.
Okay. Yeah. So Liam, as you basically have taken one sip and then bring the cup down, I would like you to make a perception check to see if you can catch wind of this. Or actually, no. Yeah, you make perception. Del, sleight of hand if you're trying to be sneaky about it.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have.
Arcana.
You have. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Perception or Arcana for you, Liam, in this
Oh.
scenario.
Thank you so much.
Like-
+8.
Okay. sleight of
26.
hand, 18.
Oh.
Darn it.
Well, the worst part is even with perception, Raven would have beaten you.
Fair
Yes.
point.
All right, yeah. So, as you are at Liam, as you've taken a sip, as you're about to basically take another one a bit later, you do see Zelion sort of waving the hand around, and you suddenly catch a sort of glance in your tea and see it sort of do a slight bubble. And that's what you catch, and you do catch wind of essentially Zelion moving his hands around too.
I just stare at Zillion and just sip some.
Oh, you're gonna take it? You gonna taste it?
Yep.
Okay. What does it taste of exactly, Zelion? You have a harmless sensory effect.
All right. All right. I don't know what would be considered weird to him, so I'm just gonna make it. So I'm just gonna. So it's gonna taste like citrus and wild berries.
All right. How does Liam feel about this?
This tea is just a gift that keeps on giving.
I just mutter under my breath and just go darn.
All right, so yeah, Madame Vassell does come in, and as Madame Vassell comes back into the front of the store, she does see you. As soon as goes, "Oh, hello, my dear. Welcome to Madame Vassell's. How may I help you?"
Oh, I'm just with them. I'm just waiting for them.
Oh, you're with the rest of the group with Topaz.
Yeah, yeah. I go
Yes.
I go to Ursula and wrap my arm around her shoulder.
Oh my! Oh my!
I start blushing a little bit.
Oh well, don't let me get in the way. Are you after? If you're after anything, please let me know, dear. Otherwise, would you like a cup of tea while we finish up the last of the transaction?
Sure.
Very well. Emerald, dear, could you put down another cup? Certainly, madam. And she Anoeti or Emerald basically then comes round about a minute later and hands you basically this small dinky cup. It's like, I'm sorry, it's not a big one. It's the last one we have. It's the last spare cup we have left.
It's okay. It's quite all right. And I gently take the cup from her.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So, whilst you guys are, well, I'm presuming Liam's scenario, finishing off this tea, is there anything else you want to inquire with Madame Vassell?
Not at the moment.
I'll take that as, I'll take the rest of a silence as a no. I mean, I know Trip was the other one, but that was the one thing I forgot to ask him. Oops. I'll probably ask him in a bit. Alright, so, do we have a Magnus back? We do not. Okay. Fuck.
Okay.
Oh, god damn it! Right. Okay. Bullshit plan. Oh,
Isn't it always?
there it is now.
Mm.
Okay. As this is going on, okay, yeah. So as you guys are having the tea, there is there is a little bit of something that does catch the eye. Can I just ask a question? What is the passive perception of everyone who's in the store? Which is at this point, it is basically everybody but Magnus.
Passive
Let's see.
perception.
14, 10, 15, 13,
I'm just gonna
16?
type mine.
Oh,
I'm gonna type mine.
11,
Oh, wait.
15.
I'm a 15.
All right. Did you? Wait. Oh no, wait. Raven, did you have them all written down?
I have a screen for it.
Oh, thank you,
So-
my friend.
Oh, Trelly had the 16.
All right. So Tapper hits.
Well, Leon
If
had
you can see where she
15.
is, I'll be very impressed.
Well, it's a high one.
She got a nat 20, clearly.
Mm.
Okay, so we got a 15, a 13, and okay. What were the other ones? Sorry.
15, 13, 11, 15, 11, 10,
Okay, so who has
14.
who has the 15? That's Zelion and
Topaz.
Topaz. Okay, the two of you. Unbeknownst to everyone else, as you guys are busy enjoying the tea, you do catch some kind of conversation, just very faintly, and it's sort of going on behind the curtain after Emerald passed the cup of tea to Ursula, but it's hard to make out at this point. So take that info with what you will, if you wish. Well, I see Chopper's back.
Yep.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, food poisoning. You alright, dude?
Yeah, needless to say, before you even showed up.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, man. If you need to step off and things, or if you're not too well, just let me know and we'll do what we need to do.
Yep. All right.
Okay. Which is perfect timing because we need to come back to you.
Yeah, it's time
Yeah,
to
perfect.
kill off Magnus.
Alright, so as you guys are all having this lovable tea party at Madame Vassell's, back at the lovely inn that you all were staying at. Let me get my music back up. Yep, so Magnus, at this point you have just been told, obviously, that Percy here has brought up involving Geizerdran. He looks over at you. By the way, as a retcon, because I don't know if I mentioned it before, Percy, by the way, just to mention it, is a half-elf.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did the wrong info to you, Chopper. Okay, so Percy just sort of puts both hands on the table in sort of like a gentle sort of one hand on top of the other. And he looks at you and just goes, "You do remember what story I refer to, do you not, Magnus?"
It was very long ago.
Is this asking for me to remind you, or are you generally just trying to ignore it?
Bit of both. It was a rough time.
Well, I don't really blame you. After all, it was a scenario unbecoming of somebody like you. But then again, if it wasn't for such that little thing, you wouldn't be where you were, would you? After all, I'm pretty sure your former captain would agree. What was his? Oh, that's right, Captain Cardai. Yes.
Magnus looks at him with blood raging in his eyes.
Yeah. Just to help for the name, by the way, that is spelt as literally as card dye. D-Y-E, like hair dye. Oh, sorry, double D-Y-E. So yeah, card dye as 2 Ds. There you go. So he does look at you and just goes, "Well, I mean, after all, if Kardai didn't go through with this whole thing, well, you wouldn't have discovered. Oh, that was quite the shamble, but after all, he at least followed what he agreed on. So, I just came honestly, not just to catch up, but there is one question I do need to ask you. And depending on this is where this is going to go." And that lovable question is, why did you stand up to him? You understand, if you just kept quiet, no one would have known a thing. So why did you stand up to Kardai?
Because it's not what we do. We don't help in the extermination of a people.
Extermination of a people? My dear boy, you do understand that it was Kardai who gave the instruction. You just
And he
followed
suffered the fate for it.
by your hand. So, is it generally just you didn't agree? Was that all it was?
It was corruption at the highest point. And also, if I remember correctly, you were defeated that day after I took command. And yet you somehow slipped away, you snake. Maybe I should just finish the job.
Make an intimidation check.
Alright.
The worst part is
Intimidation's
I'm so
+4.
for the part of this, I'm so glad cameras are not on because I don't know if Dell is looking at me or you, Chopper, in this scenario with dead eyes in this scenario.
Damn it!
I wonder.
12. Okay. He's sort of he is taken back a little bit when you do bring up about this. And then he sort of leans a bit forward and just goes, Now, I'm not here to cause some fuss. But, honestly, I came here because I wanted that one answer, and there is a payment I do offer you. If you're willing to do one more thing for me. And if you do...
And why should I trust the man who paid my former captain to slaughter a people when I can just kill him and finish the job?
A valid reason. A valid question, even. But how about if I just say that if you don't, there is a high possibility that this news might go out. Now, I'm not saying I'll be the one to do it if you do anything to me, but let's just say there could be some consequences. But you are a man of the blade, and I know that a blade answers all questions sometimes in your mind. You know, it protects the weak, it kills the strong, kills the evil, defends the good. So, and he pulls out a bag of gold and he slams it on the table. If you're willing to do one little favor for me, this gold is yours, and I will never bring this up ever again.
And what favor might that be?
To finish the job.
And that means
Wiping out what needs to be wiped out. I know there's one of them in this city.
and if there is,
Well, it's simple. If you finish the job that Kardai did not, well, then I'll make sure I keep you where your name says you are. If not, then who knows what could happen. Especially
is that a threat?
He just shrugs. He shrugs with a smirk on his face. And he then gets up off the table and he goes, I'll give you some time to think. And he does take, and he basically takes the gold back and he goes, if you are still around by tonight, if you're able to finish the job by the end of the night, you can have this. If not, then this gold and maybe that title of yours may become the last thing that may be provided. Good day, Magnus. And he begins to turn and walk to the door. He tips his hat. He has a tip hat to Sapphire, and sort of begins to go out the door. Remember, Magnus, I require that. I don't want to speak too much because you never know whose ears could be listening. and closes the door to the bar.
Magnus is getting up. He's like, "Ah, shit, I need to go find Zelion.
All right, are you gonna go? You're gonna go look for Zelion?
Yep.
All right. We're going into this. All right. So you do remember that they brought up the idea of going to Madame Vassell. Make an investigation check to try to find them.
Right. And that is investigations. Jesus.
10. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 chance.
That's fine. It takes you a few minutes to basically find the place, but you do eventually find Madame Vassell's, mainly because they point you in the direction of the alley where it is. You do see the sign, and just as the lot of you are finishing the tea, Magnus is at the front door. Magnus, do you go in?
I do.
All right.
Ah, hello, Magnus. Do you want some tea?
Not now. Zelion, you and I need to talk.
But we do.
Outside now.
Magnus, do you want the tea to go?
He looks at me. He looks over at King Liam. He's like, not now.
All right. Is this okay? Is this urgent?
It's life or death.
Trip does get up a bit to get up and goes, if it's important, isn't it important to share with the rest of us too if it's involving Zelion?
Indeed.
It's fine. It's fine. If I need to hear, if it's is this for my ears only or?
It depends.
I look at the others.
Ursula just has a bit of a furrowed and suspicious brow. Like, what is he up to?
All right.
Tell you what, Ursula, if you want to, you can make an insight, or Chopper, you can make any sort of, if you want to do anything to it. I shouldn't really be
make an
offering this.
insight.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Oh, not 20.
Well, shit. Well, looks like I don't have to roll anymore anyway.
All right. Okay. Well, you can try to beat it if you wanna.
Wait. What do I have to roll again?
Either deception or persuasion, as if to kind of persuade the others to not be involved, or deception if you're trying to hide anything.
There's no way I'm beating either of those.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
It's a straight 20. It's a straight D20.
Oh.
So regardless, I couldn't beat them.
Oh, the +1.
All right.
All right. Yeah, Ursula, you what's Magnus's expression exactly? What's going through his mind? You can whisper it to me, or you can whisper it to Heidi if you want. Or not, apparently.
What the man thinks. Unless he dropped.
Or
No, he's still there.
Oh no, I'm still here.
All right. Okay. So how's Magnus properly feeling with this? What are you? What's your physical expression at this scenario? Or are you? I guess the best way to put it is: are you going to hide the importance, or are you trying to avoid the others involved? I'm trying to find the right way to describe this because I didn't expect this. Alright, you know what? We'll just make it pure and simple about this. Ursula, you do get the sense that this is majorly urgent, and you can see that expression on Magnus's face. Even with him trying his best to hide it, it is seemingly to be important and to do with Zelion.
if it, if it, if it's important for me to hear, then it might be best if Magnus and I talk for a bit. You guys fine with waiting here?
I'm down for that. But
Fine. But if you're not back in 5 minutes, I'm coming to see what's wrong.
All right. If anything, if I'm in trouble, I'll send a signal.
All right.
okay.
I looked Magnus right in the eye. This had better damn well be important, and nothing had better happen to him.
Maybe. What's it? Right. All right. Where do we go? Magnus.
What? Step outside.
All right. Step outside and close the door.
All right. You close the door. You make your way down the 2 little steps in front of the door, and the scene is yours.
Oh, all right. What's up, Magnus? Something happened?
Do you remember the attack on your village?
Hmm?
Do you remember the attack on your village?
The attack? Attack on my village? Are we talking? You mean Iron Club? As far as I know, it was never attacked.
The story you've been told is a lie.
What do you?
Just to clarify, by the way, I was referring to Geyserdran as the one that was attacked, not Iron Club by
L.
the Chopper.
Oh wait, which one the fuck? Wait, I'm confused now.
Okay, Iron Club is essentially the village that Zelion was from. Geyserdran is the name of the home that Zelion was told back at the Crystal Gleam Mountains via the lake. And Zelion, I think, passed the name around, but that was about it.
I don't think I ever you guys are drowned.
Oh, the me as a DM fucked up.
Not
Oh, okay. Never mind.
What was the thing we were just? Wait a minute, Brownie. The thing we were discussing last night. Remember that whole thing?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the right way for this. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're
No,
good.
it's okay. Don't worry.
No, trust me, I'm just as confused as you are.
Right.
Now, so
Okay.
don't worry.
Okay. Sorry. All right. That's my fault there. All right. Yeah. So. Okay. At this point, I think I will say this, for the sake of Chopper knowing about this one, and I best to mention this. Geyserdran is the old home of where the humans and elves resided in peace.
All right.
Just to verify that. And in short, there was supposedly an attack on there, but after what happened after that attack, the whole town seemed to vanish. So that's the version, and I am really sorry I mixed that up.
All right. So let's restart the scene
Yeah.
again.
Agreed.
Sorry, go ahead. My apologies.
Tell me, what do you know of Geyserdran?
I just look at Magnus. Wait, you know about Geyserdran? I was only told that name recently from the lake spirit in the mountain.
You said you were raised by half-orcs and orcs in your village, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where were
yeah.
you born?
My mother never told me the name of the place where I was born, but she told me it was a place where humans and elves live together in peace.
The name of that place is Geyserdran. I was there.
Wait, you were? When?
Before I became general, I was just a captain in the army. We were sent out there on what I was told, a mission of peace. It was not so. At least not in my mind. We went up there and basically started killing everything we saw. I went to see my general, and he was counting money with a guy named Percy. After I realized what was going on, I stabbed him and took command.
Jeez.
Zillion,
Hmm?
I never told you this, but two people did escape. It was a young woman, an elf woman, and her child.
Sorry, that's my fault for mixing things up. I believe the retcon of this one, and I'm going to spoil this whole thing. It was a human. I said the wrong
Human?
thing. Yeah, human.
Human?
A human.
Ah, thank you. It was a human woman and her child. Zillion, I believe that child was you, and the woman was your mother.
What? Wait, what? So, but what?
Zillion, I never told you this because I didn't even want to remember it. But only a few moments ago did Percy came up to me and offered me a large amount of gold to finish the job.
Who?
I came out here to warn you.
Who is I don't know what to.
Percy is the man who orchestrated your original home's demise. Turned my general against his men, and it allowed me to become general of the General Magnus, leader of the elements, later on. That whole day is where it started. At least for me. You wouldn't remember it, but
I just pull out.
You are the last survivor of that forsaken town.
I pull out my pendant. Just stare at it. I just think back to everything that my mother told me, everything that I thought I knew.
For the record, the second I took command, I did stop the killing, but by then it was too late. The last remaining elves and humans died a couple of days later from their wounds after everything we tried to do to fix it.
I can't believe this. I can't believe this. All this time. All this time, all those stories. That whole prophecy. All of it. Only to find out that I had been lied to this whole time.
I'm sorry. The reason I'm coming up to you is because, once again, I was offered a lot of gold. But I am not going to take it. You and I are going to finish what I should have done all those years ago. You and I are going to kill that man who destroyed your original home.
What if you killed my mother too?
I did not ask that. But
My
I will
mother
do
died.
everything in my power to protect you.
My. I. I. I then. I start speaking to him in Orcish. All this time, all these years, I wanted answers. I wanted to find my father. I wanted answers for who I was. I wanted to prove a prophecy wrong and find out that my mother lied. And to what? To protect me? It's no wonder she did. It's no wonder she didn't want me finding that place. It's no wonder she made me promise that. And to find out that I wasted all these years searching for a fairy tale, only to find out this. That I have no roots. That I have nothing left to go. That I have nothing left.
Oh, Ursula, can you make a perception check for me, please, to see if you can hear through the door? 14. Okay. You don't hear the beginning part of the conversation, but you do begin to hear Zelion beginning to get a bit restless.
Hey, tell me, who do you know anything Magnus, tell me this. Do you know anything about this Percy? About why they would do this?
The only thing I know is I know nothing. You know, once I realized what was going on with my general, I kind of stabbed him 20 times in the chest.
Make a history check for me, please.
Roger that.
A history check, and I will give you some info based on this. Oh, no!
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
No, the only thing you know is basically that you just got the half-elf part of him when you saw him just in the bar. That's it.
All I know is that he's a half-elf. That's it.
I can't believe this. I can't. I just. Okay. Is there any inanimate objects nearby?
I would say there's a few barrels and a few little stones and pebbles stashed around.
I'm just gonna storm up to. Okay, how far are they from Magnus?
They're about maybe 5 feet away from him right now.
I'm going.
Are you gonna try and smack the shit out of me with rocks?
I'm just gonna approach one of the barrels. Step close enough to the barrels, far enough away for Magnus to be out of range, and I thunderclap the barrel.
Oh
the barrels.
Oh shit! Okay. Yeah. Don't roll attack. There's just this. It just echoes. Those of you in the store do hear this.
Right? I'm drawing my dagger and I'm bolting out the door.
Yeah, all of you now see Ursula go straight out the door.
Good for Ursula.
And then I follow behind her, looking out the door, and I see that the barrel is completely destroyed.
Yeah, I'll say you can see it. Trip is following there as well. Liam, are you just staying in the door? Are you just staying in the shop?
I'm asking for more tea. Thank you.
Emerald looks at you
That was not the time for tea!
Emerald looks at you for a
You're
moment
gone.
and just pauses a little bit and just goes, that's the last of it. What the heck was that?
Thank you so much. And I give 1 gold for the tea.
Yeah, sure. And she runs to the front door to have a look. She basically clings to you, Topaz. Madame Vassal comes out as well. The houses close by are all looking outside now, and they are all beginning to converge a little just to see what's going on. So at the minute, there's sort of what's going on there, and they're sort of seeing this whole thing. So yes, there is all this going on.
I then turn to Magnus and ask him, okay, what did you tell him to piss him off?
The truth.
Which is, and she's just standing there with her arms crossed, tapping her foot.
That's up to Zillion to tell you.
I just tune everyone out, and I just start punching a wall. I scream and just curse in Orcish.
The few
What the hell?
the few orcs that are around are beginning to hear this. They're sort of like, ooh. Sorry, Heidi.
No. Even though I can't understand what Zellion's upset about, I just try and go over to him anyways, and I'm trying to calm him down, per se.
Yep.
I guess.
No worries. Trip is sort of going to brush past and just come up to you, Magnus, and just sort of be like, I take it was something that did need to be said.
Yeah.
Okay. Trip sort of looks around, just goes, can we just get back inside? It would be better if we talk about it outside of the public, please.
Fine.
All right.
Oh.
Do I notice Ursula approaching me?
Are you trying to be sneaky about it at all, Ursula? Or are you just going straight for it?
No, and I'm also casting Detect Thoughts.
Oh! Okay. Detect thoughts. What are you just trying to detect anything that's anything in particular?
I'm trying to see what's got Zellion so agitated.
Okay. Del, make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Wisdom saving throw disadvantage.
Yeah, you're trying. Let's see if you can block out these. Well, actually, are you trying to block out these thoughts at all?
I think I'm too stressed out to notice.
Okay. Then I'd say no need to roll then in this scenario. If you want to let it willingly come out, you can pass it to Ursula by the thoughts.
Yeah, I'm willing.
Okay. And roll.
Right. Holding the copper piece in my hand. Oh wait, I thought I already rolled.
No, that roll there is they need to make the save.
Oh.
Yeah, that's making the save. So that's saying that's the save to stop it. So if Delian
I'm
wanted,
clicking on the dice.
yeah, well that's bringing up what it is.
Oh.
All right.
Cast.
Yeah.
There. I hit cast.
That's fine. It still works the same about it. All right. So Zelian, just confirming, are you resisting this or not?
No, I'm not resisting.
Okay, no need for the roll. So Ursula, as you cast the spell, you are suddenly just swarmed in your head. Well, let's see. Detect thoughts. Let me just double check it exactly. So your DM can pass on the correct information, and he doesn't look like a bigger idiot again.
If I've got this right, doesn't Detect Thoughts work like mind
There.
reading?
Thank you. Duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. When you cast a spell as an action until your turn spell ends, focus your mind on any one creature within 30 feet. If the creature you choose has intelligence 3 or lower, the creature is unaffected. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind at the moment. Right. Okay. So in short, you basically get the physical image of Zelion as a child, a woman running, and behind is the sight of a figure of some kind laughing, then some kind of figure in a cloak of some kind, face covered, and the sight of Magnus then swinging his sword at this armored figure, and then just standing there with his head lowered. And that's basically what you can tell.
At this point, I round on Magnus and grab him by the collar of the shirt and go, "What the hell did you tell him?"
One, aren't you shorter than me? So,
Yeah.
Ursula, that's exactly what I wanted to know.
Trip basically just says, "Okay, please, everyone. I know this is a stress, but can we just get out of the public before anything gets worse, please?"
Oh, it just got worse, Trip.
I.
Believe me, it just got worse.
The man who bribed my commander just showed up and tried to do the same to me. That's why I'm here. I told him the truth.
Oh, gosh. People are beginning
Which
to.
was
The truth about his village being destroyed by your general?
The people are beginning to murmur at this point in the crowd. By the way,
excuse me.
I'm gonna pick up Ursula. It's like, we're going inside away from the public.
make it.
I already have a bad reputation in this town, so I'd rather not make it worse.
Do you resist?
I'm going to resist the picking up.
Okay,
Oh, I'm rolling a strength check.
both make a strength check for me, please.
Well, it's too bad. It's a +8. So you can try. That's D208. Whoops.
Hey, that's a funny.
Try again.
Don't.
That's more like.
Oh,
That's better.
I would love to see a 208-sided dice.
It's a golf ball. That's what it is. It's just a fucking golf ball with numbers on it.
Funny golf ball.
Yeah, he has a point.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, a regular D100 is basically just a golf ball, but this one would just be a golf ball.
That's fair.
Oh, depends
I
on how
actually
large
saw a
you make it.
D100 dice at Renaissance Festival the other day, but that's
Anyway,
besides the
let's
point.
continue.
No,
So
it's-
obviously, I'm picking you up.
Yeah. So Ursula, as you're doing this, you suddenly get lifted up by this, and you're lifted just partially off the ground, like.
Yeah, we're going
Down,
inside
you piece
now.
of shit!
We're going inside. Excuse me, folks, as he turns to the crowd, obviously gathering. And yeah, I'm walking her dumbass and myself through the door.
Back to Madame Vassell's.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Magnus. We're out of tea now. Apparently.
And I'm following because I want to hear what happened.
Fair enough. As this happens, Trip is gonna walk over to Zelion, tap you on the shoulder. Just try to get attention. Zelion?
I just slowly turn to Trip, just face stained with tears, and just trying to control my breathing.
She's just gonna give you sort of as much, despite the size, an arm just gently around you and just try to walk you gently back to Madame Vassell's.
I just go with it.
All right. As this is going on, Trip just sort of says to the crowd as best he can, with respect, everybody, let us get to the bottom of this, as this is involving our friend. Please, just give us a moment, okay? Everyone, just please calm down, and we'll get to the bottom of this. Come on. And leads you back inside, and Trip will close the door behind. So now you are all in Madame Vassell's.
Guess we need more tea.
Madame Vassell just sort of nods as she peers around, just goes, I think we'll need the special batch. Emerald, dear, this may take a while. I may need your help. And she takes Emerald's hand and begins to lead away, leaving the rest of you all in the store.
Magnus, can you please put Ursula down? That would be nice.
Only if she agrees not to stab me.
Magnus, just do it.
Alright. Magnus lets her go, but suddenly releases the grip.
Okay.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
You do land safely because it wasn't a full-on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are set down.
I just continue glaring at Magnus, just with an extreme death glare, like this had better be good.
What I'm about to tell you does not leave this room, even though it may have already.
All right, spill. What did you tell him that pissed him off so bad?
I told him the actual fate of his birth village.
Okay, and it was what?
When I was just a captain, I had just become a captain in the army. We were summoned by a very old and very cruel general to appear before him. We were then ordered to march on a village in the mountains. This is the first time I'd ever been to Manu, so I was excited to go somewhere else. Where we ended up was a village inhabited by half-elves, elves, and humans.
Just to specify, it was just elves and humans. It wasn't.
I mean, if you think about it, though, half-elves are more than likely going to happen.
Kind of, but yeah, just to sum it up, it was mostly populated. If half elves did, they were very far but few in the village.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It was a
All right,
kingdom.
fair enough.
Oh, it was a kingdom, to be specific, by the way.
Okay, I thought it was just a village.
Yeah, no, it was a proper kingdom.
All right, now I can update a couple of things.
Yeah.
We were to march on a particular kingdom in the mountains. When we got there, we were stopped by the outer wall. Obviously, we set up camp, pretended to be friendly and everything like that. And all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, we are all woken up and ordered to prepare for battle. We had just been sitting there for a couple of days, so I figured, well, finally, some action. But, as it turns out, we then stormed the walls of that kingdom.
Okay,
After they were broken, we started. Our orders were to slaughter every man, woman, and child we could find.
What?
Something in the back of my head told me that this was wrong, so I went up. So, after a little while, I went up to my general to see what was going on with this, because this doesn't seem right. I was going to express my objections. I found him in his tent with a man, with the man who I did not know at the time. Obviously, he came back to me on a later date, but he had given my general a large bag of gold. And by large, I mean it was enough that he could live the rest of his life without worrying ever again.
in other words, he could retire.
He was already close to retiring. Anyway, he was an orc. He was either going to die in battle or he was going to just drop dead.
So basically,
But yes,
so in short, he was bribed. This whole thing was a bribe?
this whole thing was a bribe.
Okay, and what was the name of the sick bastard who ordered this?
I only learned his name a couple of minutes ago. Percy. And I'm not done yet. After I realized what was going on, and then he betrayed the trust of his men, I drew my sword. And as Ursula can already probably knows, I then killed him on the spot. After assuming command of the army, I ordered the slaughter to stop, but at that point it was too late. The royal family was dead, all their heirs were dead, and I thought no one had survived. But then I saw a human woman and her child escaping.
And I can only assume that that was Zillion and his mother.
I'm not done yet. Some of my men wanted to go after them, but I told them if they did, they would be executed for high treason. That shut them up, and that set a precedent for the rest of my command. I let them escape. The
So
child was a half-elf.
So Zelion is still alive because of you.
Essentially. The only reason that man came up to me today is because he learned of his existence. Something I tried to keep quiet.
So in other words, this bastard tried to get you to kill him.
Yes. I told him I'd think about it. But after I heard him say that, I had already made my decision to kill him to kill Percy instead.
Where's that bastard, and where can I find him?
Don't know where he's at. He was at the inn I was drinking at the inn when he found me.
So, the only thing I'm trying to figure out in all of this is, why would he orchestrate this entire thing?
I don't know his motives. All I know is that he ran away as soon as I killed my general. Once that happens, I didn't see him again. I marched my army back, explained what happened to my superior officer, and got a battlefield promotion to general. After that, I started the elements. That's basically where all this started.
Well,
So you killed your general because of the bribe.
And I had proof too. His stench was all over the coins because he had counted each and every one of them. After that proof, and the proof that my stench wasn't even close to being on them, and I got the promotion, and the rest is history.
Trip does look over at Zelion at this point. Zelion, how are you with all of this so far?
I'm just sitting there quietly, just fiddling with my pen, just fiddling with the crust on my pendant.
I look over at Zelion. Zelion.
Hmm.
This is another part I did not tell you before. You blew up the barrel. But I went back to that battlefield days later, alone, to see if I could find that woman again. I did. After convincing her I meant her no harm, I was the one who I told her about an orc village in the mountains that we had passed through a couple of days prior. That village was Iron Club. I told her she would be safe there with the orcs.
I'm going to say this right now just to interject before anyone say it. If anyone has any doubts at any point, you are free to make any checks, by the way. Just as a heads up. I'm not saying you should, I'm just saying just so everyone feels like they're involved somehow. But this is good though, I'm loving it. Oh, Ursa's insight. Oh, we got some insights. Okay.
Temper has 12 for perception.
Yeah, he did that for looking around. Okay,
Yeah.
Ursula with the 14.
Fucking Moonraven.
Yeah, that's fine. I will confess, though there's some hesitancy to saying this, most of this does seem entirely true.
I was
Ursula's
also
saying
one.
nothing.
Sorry, go ahead.
May I continue?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
I escorted your mother to that village and introduced her. They knew me as captain, but when I told them I was promoted to general after what happened, they were all shocked. And I convinced them to take your mother in, even though she was a human. After I made sure that you two were safe, I left and never returned. Well, the second time I saw you was when I was passed out. It was when I woke up on that cart after I got summoned. And I'd always wondered what would have happened to the child and the mother. Looking at you, I can't imagine a better outcome.
I don't know. I don't even know what to think. I don't know how to feel. Just how long have you known? I mean, did you even know who I was from the moment
I did not know your name. Your mother had not told me your name. But once I heard what village you were from, I put 2 and 2 together. I've known about this for a while.
Just to sum this up, just for the context of things, Chopper, just so it's easy for you to mention as well. This was sort of clicked, essentially when because I think Zelion did say that, if I remember, Del, you brought up about that your father went to the Crystal Gleam Mountains at some point.
Yeah, I believe I did.
Yes. So in short, involving the whole thing about the father there and being fatherless, it was when, for you, Chopper, it was when Percy mentioned the name Geizadran that you had a hunch put together. And it was when Percy explained it, that's when it finally all clicked. So it was essentially, basically, when you met Percy in the bar. That was when it all clicked. Trip does look over at you, Madison just goes, well, if I can at least put my opinion into this, if it helps, I generally think Magnus was doing a good thing in a weird way. But I still wonder what that whole Percy's deal was. I mean, killing an entire kingdom? Why? And if he was a half-elf like Zelion, then why on earth would he want to kill an entire kingdom made up of the both parts of him?
I never learned all the details. It wasn't even reported to High Command. But I only learned of this after he was dead. After my general was dead. So
that's everything?
that's all I know. It's all out in the open. Secret I've been hiding for the last 30 years.
Sir.
Right, how long?
Wait, Zelion, how old are you again?
Yeah.
25.
Oh, 25. Okay.
Okay. Secret.
Yeah. To be. Yeah. I will confess. I have a number written down for the context of things to help. It happened 26 years ago.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So Zelion
This
was
is
only
a secret.
4 years old.
Wait.
This
what?
is
4 years old.
Did I mix up numbers again?
yes.
My character's 25. He was a baby when
Okay, I
when
mixed
this happened.
numbers. All right. Retcon. I'm sorry.
All right, let's make it 25 years ago.
Okay, yeah. So literally when Zelion was literally a small baby. So yeah, no more than a year old.
Yeah. I've been holding on to this secret for the last 25 years. Because I've been ashamed of it.
Sorry, everybody. I'm ruining the moment.
No, don't. No, it's not. Don't worry about it, Chris.
Well, what do you guys make of this? I mean, I personally think Magnus is doing the right thing by telling us that we all know I don't think it was down to Magnus specifically, right?
I don't believe it was his fault. He tried to stop the killing, so we can only blame this Percy bastard for it.
Yeah. I'm from the very beginning. I mentioned I was looking for my father. I even showed you my pendant at some point. Heck, it was Goldie who had to find out about my origins from a book she read, and that's how you guys knew. And yet I just stand up and approach Magnus. So, and this whole time, you knew what happened. You knew what happened to my roots, to my mother. You knew everything, and you couldn't tell me this sooner. I just glare at him, tears in my eyes.
The reason I didn't tell you was because I got so drunk. I kept getting drunk in order to forget what happened.
So
Eventually, memories fade. Today, they surfaced hard once I recognized the bastard who was sitting in front of me.
So in other words, you were trying to drown the problem in alcohol.
I was trying to forget what happened. Eventually, it worked until today. The only thing I remembered from that time was saving a woman and her child. That's it.
You just back up.
Well, we all know who's going to die today, don't we, people?
You?
Agreed.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you as well.
Yeah. At this point, Trip does come up to you, Zelion, and she does her best to give as best hug as she can, just to do this, and she just goes, "Just let's worry about one thing at a time. If you have to let it out, do it now. It's probably better you do so. But you can't hate Magnus completely for what happened. He at least saved you. He saved your mother. And, in a way, you got to find out what happened. I know it's not the happy ending, but sometimes it's better to get a result rather than nothing at all, right?"
That fact is the only thing keeping me from wanting to kill you, Magnus. Oh, and you wanna know something? When I was talking to that lake spirit, I had to find out from her that my father was dead. I don't know what killed him. I don't know how. I don't know who, what, when, or why. But all that I know is that what happened to him, what happened to my mother, there apparently, according to the spirit, it's a confusion, and I'm the biggest confusion of them all. A confusion with no roots.
That's not true, Zelion.
Isn't it?
No, it isn't. Ursula's gonna come up and hug Zelion.
Right. Trip is going to back away at this point and just leave it to you two.
Because you've got us. You found a new family to set roots with. Titanus Ron gave you a family. So that you can start new. So you can start fresh. Isn't that enough? I look him dead in the eye. I enough?
I rest my head against Ursula's. I'm sorry. It just. I need. I need some time. I just need some time right now. I gently pull away and just excuse me for a moment. And then I just head outside and head over to the grove.
Fair enough. At this point, Trip is going to look over at you, Magnus, and just goes, "How are you feeling in all of this, though?"
This is one skeleton in my closet that I thought would disappear forever.
Oh, you thought wrong there, genius.
If it weren't for Percy showing up today, it probably would have.
Maybe you should have told the truth sooner then.
I didn't know. Today just confirmed it. I had suspicions up until this point. I did not know.
Trip does look over at you, Liam, and just Liam's there with the tea. By the way, Liam, at this point your tea is empty. By the way, you drank the last of it.
Well, I hope Madam comes back soon with new tea.
I love Liam in a weird way.
Is he a teaholic or what?
No, he's just being Liam.
Hey, he's my soul animal.
He's half Mugbeard, half fucking Moonraven. It's annoying the shit out of me.
That works.
Liam just grabs his water skin and just pours a bit in so he can just sip something.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Tapahey, what are you doing in this scenario? Are you just continue just looking around, or what are you doing?
Yeah, probably just still looking around.
Okay. Yeah. Essentially, all you see behind you is all you see around you is essentially the mixture of the books that the students use to basically do the studies, the small magical items that are put up for sale just so they can try to get some income, and essentially the 2 cauldron pots that they use to basically do some alchemy studying of some kind. Nothing out of here strikes the ordinary for you. Yeah.
And with that, I'm bored, and I go back to standing up against the wall again.
Fair enough. Well, I would say this, though, and it's just my concern. I know he needs his space, but do you think it's safe to leave him alone if Percy's around?
Oh, absolutely not.
No,
Walk out the
we're
door.
going after him.
All right, okay. So,
Here's the
yeah, go ahead.
here's the thing. If Percy wants him dead, it's best if we don't leave him alone.
All right. So, from what I gathered, Magnus and Ursula have run out the door. Topaz.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Topaz, are you staying put?
No, I am following because if this Percy guy wants Zelion dead, then
They're gonna have
Topaz
to go
does
through
not feel
us.
comfortable leaving Zelion by himself.
Fair enough. Well, as you make out your way out the door, Topaz, you run into some kind of figure, and standing in the doorway is Deezen.
Sir?
So this is where you were. Topaz, we got word that there was apparently some kind of a scuffle or argument going on here involving Magnus and Zelion. Is this correct?
I then bring him inside where we can inform him of everything that Magnus has told everyone else.
Okay, so you're gonna talk to Deezen about this.
Yes, I'm gonna talk to Deezen about this and tell him that I gotta go. I don't feel comfortable leaving Zelion by himself.
All right, it is gonna take a bit of time, but we'll get to that in a moment. Liam and Tapahey, are you just staying in the shop?
Yes.
If the majority of people are leaving, then Tapahey will go with.
Fair enough. Tapahey just begins to walk out. All right. So just so I got my notifications, and I will put my things here. I'll just do this just to keep things out the way, just so I know what's around for the minute.
Okay.
Yeah, Goldie is just doing her thing, even though she's not around or whatever. I'm just putting it there. All right, Zelion. You, how do you make your way to the grove?
I'm just. I start with a walk, then I start with a walk and slowly sprint into a run until I run until I reach the grove.
Okay. You make your way to the grove. And at this time of the morning, it's still kind of quiet. There are a few figures who have seen you rush in as you did this. I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yes, please.
Okay, that's a +7. 13.
13. Okay. You do sort of stumble a bit as you make your way towards the grove in sort of the frustration of what's going on. You're not really paying attention. You do right yourself, but you do stumble a bit. But you do fall into basically a pair of arms as you do it. And they catch you and just goes, easy there, easy.
I just look up to see who it is.
You see a familiar face. You see before you the sight of a female bard that you encountered. You encountered the first time you entered Creo.
Okay, this is Maggie, right?
Yes, this is Maggie. Yeah, Maggie catches you and just looks at you and just goes, "Whoa, hey, wait, Zelion?
Hey,
Oh my god, oh my god, my dear, look, you, what happened? What's going on?"
just just a lot of heavy stuff.
Do you want someone to talk to?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. I tell. And how both my parents are gone, but I omit Magnus's involvement in it.
Alright. Maggie sort of tenses a small bit as she's hearing this, and she looks at you and just goes, "Wow, that's... I'm sorry, I don't really know what to say to that."
Yeah, it's just don't worry. You don't need to worry about it. It's something I need to deal with.
Listen, I may not know much about you, but I just want you to know that you wouldn't really be left without anything. In a way, if your mum and your dad are both gone, at least they're not fully gone, you know? I'm sorry, I'm not very good with this.
No, I get it. I get it. And honestly, I'm more angry with myself than with anything. Have you ever pursued something only to find out that what you were looking for, all these years spent looking for one thing, just to find out that it was all for nothing?
Honestly, I don't. Well, not completely. To be honest, the only thing close to that would be my partner.
Hmm. How so?
Well, it may not be much to mention, but you see, before the two of us started performing together, we were just neighbors. We just talked and we got to talk to each other. But unfortunately, both our parents at the time, they didn't agree with us. They were like, the fact you have to find love so close, it means you won't go anywhere. You'll stay rooted and nobody will care. Why? You won't get your name out there and the world won't know how special you are. You'll just stay in one spot. I guess what they were trying to say is they were trying to tell me to broaden my search and not just look next door, but I loved him. I didn't want to just abandon that. So in a way, I guess in a weird way, I may not have lost completely, but eventually my parents gave me one choice. They said, as of this point, you may not live here. What you do with yourself is up to you, but know that if you don't go further than next door, it's somebody we will not respect because you are too cowardly to sit out the door. I don't know what type of thing that was, but I don't know. I guess in a weird way they pushed me to get somewhere. I may not know what it's like to lose something completely or to find something to find it's not what I've looked for. But I know that when I did find something that I was looking for, it made me happy. So, it may not be the best advice I can offer, but sometimes, even if you find you've lost something from way before, you could always look at what you have now. And at that point, Ursula, Magnus, you are both approaching the grove at this point.
Holy crap, he can move fast. Where the... Oh, there he is. Thank God.
Yeah, so you both see this at this point, and you see Zelion there. And Zelion, at this point, you do hear the clanking of the armor of Magnus, in the equivalent of Final Fantasy IX Steiner style, as he's like, shh, 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 shh. It's not subtle anything at all.
It's not easy to run in this thing, you know. God.
Good Lord. Zalian!
I turn to them.
At that point, Maggie does look over at you and just goes, you see? I think you already know that you have at least something.
I suppose. I just give Maggie a thankful nod, then walk up to Ursula.
Don't scare us like that. What if that guy was out there? What if he found you? What if he decided to finish the job himself? What if I never saw you again?
I'm going to interrupt her by grabbing Ursula's shoulders and pulling her in for a kiss.
Oh! Magnus, you do approach and you see the two of them there.
Yeah.
I always suspected something.
I ship it.
I pull away and then hold Ursula tight. I'm sorry. All right.
Maggie at this point does stand up and looks over and just goes, oh my. I knew you had somebody. I didn't realize it was so special.
Yeah.
Ursula, with a very heavy blush on her cheeks, just does like a Tsundere Baka moment.
At that point, Maggie just sort of look over, just goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was genuinely just keeping your friend company."
It's fine. Honestly, it's better he's with somebody than alone, you know? Especially with. And I stop myself.
Ursula?
Whatever.
Hold up. Before you say any more, I'm just gonna say this right now. All this time, I've been living by my own morals, my own code, my own path. I wanted to find my father. Now I know what happened to him. And my mother. She told me to keep this pendant. I pull out the pendant.
Wait a
The
minute.
secret. To make sure that
Yeah.
make sure
Wait a
that
minute. You said your father visited the Crystal Gleam Mountains?
yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know what the wolves told Trilly.
That's...
But
Wait a minute.
but I
The
know
only
from
two people I found were your mother and you. That means there are more survivors than I thought there were.
my father's dead. The spirit in the lake spirit in the mountains, the one that nearly drowned me, told me that he's passed. I don't know when. Like I said, I don't know when. I don't know how. But
Think about it. If he survived, there might be others too.
Yeah.
Which
May-
means
I'm sorry. Am I missing something here?
oh, hello. I think I recognize you.
Mm.
My name is Magnus. I think you might have heard of me.
Yes, I have heard. Sorry. My name is Maggie. I'm a traveling bard with my husband.
Who's your husband?
Oh, I actually haven't seen him recently. You said he was going off to go get some bread for the market. He was going to get some bread from the market to bring it back for some sandwiches for us to have before we got to performing, before we left Creo. I haven't seen him.
Who's your husband? As in, what's his name?
his name is Rebute. His name is Rebute.
Yes, that's right. Rebute.
And if I recall correctly, you also have a child, Zelos, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. He's actually he's over there, and they do point, and you do see it was Zelos, wasn't it? Yes.
Yep.
I forgot my own pronunciation for a minute there. I'm a great DM. Yeah, Zelos is basically there. He's essentially playing with sort of this wood, with these small sort of wooden blocks as best he can, and then you see him sort of banging on them, almost like a mini drum set of some kind.
Urge to start singing and cursing.
Maggie just looks over and just goes, he's already started to find his instrumental talent. He does get it after us, after all. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, as I said, my name is Maggie. If you mind my asking, who are you? And looks over at you, Ursula.
I'm genuinely a nobody. My name's Ursula. I hail from the town of Noir.
From Noir? Wow, that's quite a distance.
Yeah. let's just say I have a long road ahead of me.
Well, concerning what I've just seen, I'd say you at least don't have that road to travel alone.
Yeah. I look at Zelion. And I'm very happy and grateful for that.
As she does look over at you, Magnus, and just goes, and I presume you're with them as well?
Indeed, I am.
I will say, I heard the talk about you, and I saw you once before. I can tell those muscles of yours are at least, you know, they're put to places. Sorry if I don't mean to come off as a rude one. I apologize if that did. Oh, sorry. I'm just putting everything together here. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
It's all right. It's all right.
Anyway, am I interrupting or?
No, absolutely not.
And anyway, the point I was trying to make, I turned to Magnus and Ursula. I've had to hide this pendant, so that because my mother was worried that someone would find out about me. Maybe she had a reason to lie to me. I don't know. I can no longer ask her that.
Well, I would assume, judging by what Magnus has told us, that Percy is the reason for your hiding the pendant. And I would suggest you keep it hidden, at least until we're out of the city.
No. I pull up. I let my pendant out. If he wants to find me, then let him. Because honestly, now I want to know who he is. Why destroyed my birth home. And I want to know if he had anything to do with my mother's death. My mother died with an illness that no one could cure. And if I recall, I turned to Magnus. There was a point when I told you when I told you what my mother's symptoms were, and you deduced that she may have been poisoned, right?
Yes.
If she was poisoned, then chances are this Percy person may have been the one who killed my mother.
The question is, why hasn't he tried to kill you yet?
That's what you know what? That's what I wanted to know. That's what I want to know too.
Still,
Being
mind if I roll a perception check? Make sure he's not fucking watching.
Go ahead, make a perception check. Hey, there we go. I was wondering if we get some.
It's the name of the show. Roll the credits.
Hey!
Da-da-da-da-da.
No.
Go ahead, roll perception check. 14. Nothing out of the ordinary. You do see, like, some folks who are just constantly looking over. Some of them you do vaguely recognize from the crowd that was huddled outside of Madame Vasal's. So maybe some of them recognize you and are just looking over to make sure everything's okay.
I'm looking over. I look over and it's like, don't you folks have anywhere else to be?
And they run off.
That's what I thought.
Subtle, Magnus.
Maggie at this point walks.
I don't do subtle.
Yeah. Maggie does walk back up and just goes, if it's okay, I can ask. Is there something that... Is there something relating to what happened to you, Zelion?
As much as I wish I could tell you everything, like I said, this is something for me to deal with. Don't worry about me, Maggie. I look to Magnus and Ursula. A very good team.
Well, if it's anything, And she takes your hand in the process, and she basically holds on to it. Let me help you. It may not be much, but since me, Rebute, and Zelos are going to be leaving soon, maybe we can somehow find some information about this Percy fellow and try to get back to you. If we find anything around, maybe it could help you.
I smile and nod. That's fine with me.
Alright. Does anyone in your team know the message or sending spell by chance?
He's I raise my hand. I do, but I'm current. But I may need to refresh. But I may need to rest before I can use it again.
That's fine. Well, if anything, I'll contact one of you three if I find any information about what we gather, okay? I can't promise anything, but you, in a way, you jammed with us, Celion. And to me, as long as you play the instrument with me, I don't want to lose anyone else like that. Especially when they have a talent as great as yours.
You and your family, you have great talent yourself.
And at that point, you hear the sound of running, and rushing past you, Magnus, not brushing into you, is essentially to what Zelion recognizes, as you recognize it, as Reboot. And he rushes in going, oh, I'm sorry, I'm here. Oh, hi, Zelion.
Hello.
Hello. Two more there. And, wait, hang on. Zelion, wait, you go, okay. Hang on, sorry. Okay. And Maggie at this point grabs hold and goes, calm down, dear, calm down. What's up? I went to go grab the bread, and then there was a loud boom. I went over and saw the arguing, and I'm tired.
Right.
If I roll a perception check, see if I recognize him, and he's not Percy.
Go ahead.
There's a reason I asked.
I would say
nope, it's a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, a 10. All right. You don't seem to recognize him from the crowd.
Fair enough.
For what? For better or worse?
I think I know where Magnus is trying to get at, but
Yeah.
all right.
That's fine. Yeah, it's worth a shot there. All right, Reboot Bay goes, yeah, you were the one who... Wait, hang on. Were you being mean to Zelion? Maggie steps in and goes, no, it's okay. Everything's fine now. Oh. So I don't have to get funny on the guy who hurt someone we jammed with? No, dear. Everything's fine. And at that point, Reboot puts up both his hands and goes, God, I would have loved to give you a 1-2 just because you beat up somebody. Nah. And he sort of tries to pretend like he's trying to box you in some way.
I can just knock him out and prove a point.
Do that in front of. I wouldn't do that in front of Magnus if I were you.
Oh.
Question: did you remember watching the tournament?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
He puts his hands down. Would you settle for at least a swear word to your face?
I could just growl in yours, and we can call it even.
Oh, okay, Magnus. I proceed to turn Magnus around, push him by the back and towards the town square. I believe we have other matters to attend to. So let's go and not bother the nice couple.
Ursula's just going to observe this, and she's going to shake her head and chuckle. At least he's somewhat back to normal.
At this point, Maggie does sort of walk up to you, Ursula, and goes, Ursula, my dear.
Oh? Yeah?
It may not be much from someone you've just met, but thank you.
Honestly, I should be the one thanking you. If you hadn't been here and Zelion was alone, who knows what could have happened. So I'm just glad that he had somebody here to help him. So thank you.
My pleasure, my dear. And if anything, I meant what I said. If there's anything I can do to even help him, even if it's cheer him up, know that you got my support too. Listen, just because I'm a married woman doesn't mean I can't help a guy smile, you know what I'm saying?
Just so long as you don't try to take him from me.
Please, darling. I've got my own special to look after. And I've got my other treasure. And looks over at Zelos, who's basically just banging the drums, and he's just the drum blocks, as he's calling them, and and you hear him just sort of go like, I, trying to sing as best he can. And Maggie just sort of just goes, oh, God bless him.
Well, you have to admit, he is a trooper for trying.
I have a song in my goddamn head I want to sing, but it's copyrighted.
Please tell me it's not Red Stripes, the White Stripes.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, so Maggie just sort of pats you on the back and just goes, "Well, I best let you catch up to them for trouble's sake."
Hopefully we can meet again on the road sometime.
Sure.
Until then, take care, Maggie.
You too. And all the best, okay? Just keep an eye on them.
Oh, I intend to. Believe me.
And with that, Maggie is going to give you a nod. Rabu basically looks at you and just sort of gives the nod back to you, even though just met about this. Sorry. I'm Rabu, by the way. Just a quick introduction.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Ursula. And on that note, I take my leave.
No problem. Take care. Take care. Oh, okay. All right, Maggie. What are we making up? Oh, we're gonna... And they just continue talking as they make their way back. Back at the shop.
I just chuckle.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Alright, I just chuckle and then I turn and follow Magnus and Zelion out of the grove.
Okay. Do you guys make your way back to the shop, or what are you guys gonna quickly do? Just so I know.
Good question. Probably go back to the
I think
shop.
we should make our way
Let's
back
go.
to the shop.
We'll go back to the shop and then regroup, and then I don't know where. I guess we'll go back to the inn from there.
Oh, see what happens there. All right. Meanwhile, back at Madame Vasal's, Liam, Topaz, Tabahay, and Trip. The four of I'm saying Trip there just for the sake of it. So
No, you said trip in such a way.
Oh, and
Trip.
Trip. Yeah, sorry. Trip is to remind myself, like, oh yeah, Trip. Can't forget to play her. All right, Heidi. The four of you, while you are basically there in the store, Emerald has come out with a bit more tea, and she does apologize to go, I'm sorry, this is the last of what I've got at the moment, I'm afraid.
It's tea time.
Oh, for the love of God!
Trip basically reacts almost similar like you there, so it just goes, Liam, not to be a bother, but isn't that a bit unhealthy to drink that much?
No.
Alcohol,
Shut up.
maybe, but not tea.
He's gonna be. I will say this: Liam's gonna spend a lot of the time in the bathroom after this.
That's coffee.
Yeah.
It's tea.
Either or. A Trip at this point just goes, still, I suppose I'll ask, what do you two make of the whole situation? I mean, I already know how you feel, Topaz, but what about you, Liam? Tapahay, what about the two of you?
Hmm?
The whole thing with Zelion.
I don't know. It's not my thing.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd be like that. What about you, Tapahe?
I'm just gonna roll my eyes and say something in Leonin.
Okay. She just rubs her neck, just like, okay. Well, conversation's going well so far.
Thank you.
I was trying to be I was being sarcastic.
Oh,
And at that point, as it's going on, Vassell does come back in, and she goes, excuse me. I apologize, I overheard things. Is everything okay?
yeah, I've got.
I was more referring to the situation with everybody else, but I'm glad you like the tea, dear.
I'm sure they're fine, else they would have gotten us. Well, to be fair, they did forget about me one time, and then they were pissed at
I
me.
forget about you all the time. What are you talking about?
Welcome to the wonderful world of Lee.
Alright. She just goes, if you mind my curiosity, is Celion not really from around here much?
Yeah.
Well,
Who is? Who isn't? I don't care. They're good company. That's right.
well, I can tell that much. I mean, Topaz, my dear, you seem to enjoy the company despite everything going on.
What? Topaz never enjoys any company. At least not us.
I then walk up behind Liam and like give him a whack to the head.
Do you take that?
See?
Do you
My
take?
point exactly.
Do you take that willingly? By the way.
No.
Okay. Roll an unarmed strike, Topaz.
Okay.
We get somewhere. We must have some attack rolls somewhere. Sorry. 26. Does that
Methinks that's a hit.
hit, Liam?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You do take 1 point of damage, smacked round your head. So, boonk.
I grab my dagger and I stab it backwards.
Oh shit! All right. Okay. Topaz, do you take the dagger willingly?
No.
Okay. Roll an attack, then, Liam.
8.
No, I don't think that hits.
No, my armor class is 16.
No. So
Yeah, got it.
yeah. So the whack round your head basically just sort of disorientates you, and as you go for the strike back, it just whoosh, completely misses.
Yeah, just not looking, just grabbing dagger, just clunk. Nope, nothing there. Oh well.
Madame Vassell just looks at you for a moment, just goes, I will say you're definitely some characters, I will confess.
Thank you.
Deezen at this point, who's in the room as well, basically just looks back at you, Topaz, and just goes, Topaz, I'm sorry to have to do this, but there is another matter that I need to address with you.
Okay.
Your venture to the Crystal Gleam Mountains, you checked out the Temple of the Claw, correct?
Yeah.
Tell me, what was the temple exactly like?
I then give him all the information about the temple.
Okay, yep, so you tell him about the... do you tell him literally everything?
Yep. Every little detail.
Okay, that's fine. So he looks and goes, okay, well, I need you to come with me about something, Topaz.
All right.
It's to do with that portal that you brought up. I need to look into that a bit more. Mayor Agano basically was a little concerned about there being a temple so high in the mountains. So he wants me to have a look at it, but I may need you to show me the path to get up there safely.
Sure.
So it might take a little time away, but concerning I've heard the news that Stonebreaker has asked all of you to protect him as well, I presume. But Topaz, for now, I think it might be best if you say your byes to your patriots for now, because we do have some stuff we got to take care of.
Sure.
Do you need some time, or?
No, it's fine, sir.
All right. And at that point, the rest of you arrive at the door. So you three do arrive back at the door at this point. So as you make your way back to the door, you see Deezen there with Topaz. So now this is the time you see Deezen for the first time there. Ah.
Hey, oh,
Ah.
hello.
Good morning. I take it the little scuffle this morning I caught wind of has been resolved?
Yes.
It wasn't much of a, it wasn't much of a scuffle, so much it was, I just bowed to, I just bowed to him. I'm sorry.
Well, I've just rolled insight in the whole situation. Natural 20. So he looks at the arm, he just goes, I can at least tell it's karma, but that's not the matter at hand. Listen, I hate to cut and run on this one, but I need Topaz to come with me towards the mountains, so since I know that Stonebreaker had asked you guys for your assistance, if I recall.
Yeah.
So, me and Topaz are gonna have to head up the mountains to check on that portal. Mayor Agano is a little concerned that it might be used for something, concerning how easily that Diction fellow ended up being coming through it. So, we want to go do some research on it, and I need Topaz to show me where it is. So, at this point, I know that Stonebreaker might be coming for you a lot soon, so at this point, it might be best if you say your goodbyes, since we may not be able to catch you before you leave.
Well,
Before you go, though, I have one request.
What's that, Ursula?
And this is for you too, Topaz. If you can find any way to open that temple door again, or find a way off the mountain, bring my father with you.
Sure.
Thanks. I just want to know that he won't starve in the temple and perish there. He doesn't deserve that, especially after what happened to him.
Understood.
I go up to Ursula and put my hand on her shoulder.
We can do that. Topaz, it looks like we might be making a little trip to the market, I guess.
All right.
Tell you what, I'll give you some time with them while I go make the trip. I should be back in a few minutes. And with that,
Sure.
Deezen sort of nods. He looks over the rest of you and just goes, well, I'll be back shortly. Just don't cause any trouble for the madam, alright? And
He won't.
with that, he nods and makes his way out of the door. Emerald at this point does look over you, Topaz, and as he comes and just goes, you're leaving already, Topaz?
I have to help these now with something going on. But I'll be back soon, okay?
Oh, where are you going? I never get to know these things. Mm.
Why do I have this funny feeling that Emerald sees Topaz as a big sister figure?
Yeah, it was established that she sees you as something, but she's just like, oh, you better come back. Mm-mm. And just sort of sulks off as best as possible. Vassell just sort of looks over you and just goes, oh, don't mind her. She gets a little antsy whenever Topaz has to go off on a journey somewhere or even on a little trip somewhere. Anyway, I should prepare for my students, and that should probably be wise. I'll leave you to your moments, I guess. Have a good day, everybody.
You
Thank-
too.
Ma'am.
Thank you, and I am sorry for the commotion earlier.
Oh, listen, when you've been around for as long as I have, you have seen your fair messes and problems to fix and be avoiding. Do not worry. I am perfectly fine with a little bit of excitement. Just warn me if you're ever going to be like that again, just so I can brace myself.
Okay.
And with that, she sort of shuffles her way out of the back, leaving you all basically in the shop.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but we might as well head back. We might as well head back to the inn now.
Yeah, that does sound like a plan. Although, I know that Topaz, you have to head off once Deezen gets back, don't you?
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to head home and get some stuff packed up for the trip.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can honestly say it's been a pleasure working with you, Topaz.
Same here,
Huh?
princess.
I have a sound for that.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, it was great knowing you, Topaz.
Yeah, it was great knowing you too. And hey, I'm sorry about what happened.
It's not your fault.
It may not be my fault, but I just want to know if you're gonna be okay.
I'm working on it.
Trip sort of goes up to you, Topaz, and just goes, I know it's not anything from us, but we are sorry if we dragged you into any of our messes. You know we
Hey,
weren't
I've had
trying
my-
to purpose.
Hey, I've had my fair share of messes here, so it's no big deal.
No worries. I really do appreciate it, and I hope if we do get the chance to come back up, maybe we can try catch up.
And hey, if you're ever in the neighborhood, look me up, man. Look me up, okay?
Yeah, and sort of takes the hand that, because I take it you sort of did like that hand claps respect thing because I heard the slap. I heard like a clap on someone's end.
I don't know who it was, but I don't think it was me.
Mm.
Well, either way.
Don't look at me.
Well, anyway, she just sort of Trip just sort of nods and just gives the best hug she can, despite her furbog size, which is a bit bigger than you, by the way.
If I remember, I didn't Cot say the Trip was like 7'4" or something.
Something around there, yes.
Taller than Magnus, yeah.
Because I know that Topaz is 6 foot even. What's Magnus's height again?
6'4".
Okay, so Magnus is 4 inches taller than Topaz. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it's a nice equivalent. It's nice that there. But yeah, she gives the best hug she can and then releases it after a bit and just goes, just promise us you'll keep yourself safe up there, alright?
All right.
And at that point, he does. Trip does look over at you, Magnus, and goes, "Magnus, do you want to say something too? After all, she was keeping an eye on you, right?"
Oh, I know. Elakador's, I know you were a spy. I know you were just spying on me, so. Yeah, let's just call it even.
Okay, then we're even. Grandpa.
What?
Hey, I have to. Hey, I have to add a little humor in here.
Nothing wrong with that.
Looks like I'm not the only one that gets called a stupid nickname, eh, Magnus?
Well, it's a lot better than a few others. As Trip looks over you all, and at that point, it's just at least you had the chance to say something. Well, looks over at Liam as he's enjoying the last of a tea as usual.
Somebody needs to put a sipping down MP3 noise in here.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to use prestidigitation again.
Okay. All right. What do you do? Okay.
Oh no!
Roll a stealth if you're trying to do it secretly.
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to do it secretly.
All right, Liam. Perception, if you would, please.
Arcana.
18.
Oh, Arcana. Okay, yeah. Perception or Arcana. Oh!
Oh
Darn it.
no!
Try it again.
That was a close roll, though.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was close.
Closer than the other one. Yeah.
Mm.
So, learning your mistake, you try a different tactic. For a moment, it sort of works, but then as you go for the moment before the final bit of prestidigitation, you do catch wind of it, Liam, and you look and you see it happen. And once again, you see that your drink has been affected. You can choose to react to it if you wish.
Liam just sighs.
I'm just going to have I'm just going to have it like look like it's filled with I'm just going to look like it's raining confetti into his cup.
So literally, all of a sudden, this water this drink this tea basically turns into a small amount of confetti.
Yeah, he's just going to continue drinking.
Can you
Shaking
breathe,
his head.
Like,
dude? Can you breathe?
I'm good.
they're like,
Are
There's
you
nothing-
sure?
Yeah, I'm fine. No worries, Lena. No worries.
I just face palm. Seriously? Does nothing faze you?
It does faze me that I'm out of tea now.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's our time to. And Trip looks over at you, Tapahey, and just goes, Tapahey, we should probably be leaving soon.
Yeah, I'm just gonna nod, start walking for the door.
Well, as chatty as always.
All right. I speak to Tapperhay and Leonin. We'll figure this out. Don't worry.
I didn't look at Benimus saying a man of few words.
And as I walk past you, I'm just gonna put a hand on your shoulder, grip it for a moment, and then keep walking.
And that's the best we're going to get from our Leonin friend today.
Well, anyway, I guess we should head back and make sure Stonebreaker isn't waiting for us.
Okay. Chances are he probably is. I begin to walk ahead. Well, guys, I don't know about you, I'm gonna head to the inn. Be-
Just be aware at this point, it is coming up to about 11 o'clock in the morning, by the way.
Yep, I'm going to the inn.
And with that, Topaz walks out and heads to her place to go and gather up some stuff for her trip with Deezen.
Okay. So, after the small bit of goodbyes for now, I presume the rest of you are all heading straight to the inn?
Yeah, I'll just leave 5 silver for the tea.
Aww. Do you do that secretly or just put it down?
No, I just put it down, stand up, and walk out of the door.
All right.
And wave.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, yeah. I'll say Vassell does come in, just see you wave. She does give a little wave back, just as you head out the door. All right. So with that, as you go off in separate directions, the majority of the group all going back to the inn, with Topaz going back to her place and Deezen off to the market, as we gathered earlier. As you make your way inside, there, sitting in a chair, with half a tanker of beer still sitting in it, is the Goliath tall figure of Stonebreaker. And that's where we'll end tonight's session. Well,
What?
well, that was a fun one, wasn't it, everybody?
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, sorry everybody who didn't get to speak much. I really am sorry.
Why?
It's
That's
okay.
an character for me.
Yeah. Well, I tried going as varietizing as possible. I tried. All right. Well, first, also, Heidi, thank you for the bits, by the way.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
All right. Well, with that, I think we should address the one thing and say that this is going to be the end of Topaz for now for this session. So, if anything, Lena, thank you so much for joining us for the sessions.
Hey, no problem. I had a blast.
Yeah. Can we, if anything else, can we all at least appreciate that Lena gave her time for this? And if anything, thank you. Some of your moments have been absolutely amazing to have, and I think we can all agree. If with nice way to put it, I think we prefer barbarian than paladin for Topaz.
Yeah.
Amen.
Dude, Paladin was an evil doppelganger.
Yeah. Well, I had to find some way to have the paladin one gone. Be weird to have the same name if all of a sudden you might question things. So I had to do something. All right, but with that said, as I stated before, this is the last D&D session before 2022. So we will be back with the next D&D campaign, just to bring it up so everyone's aware for your calendars. The 3rd of January will be the Pokemon D&D, as that's the next one. But the 10th of January is when we return to Monu. So, with that said, some questions have been arised. What is the situation with Percy involved with this whole scenario? Has there been a bond made stronger or weaker because of what's happened? Will our beloved little Treppy of Maggie and and Reboot be able to get some answers to help with the scenario? And will Topaz and Deezen find some answers with the portal? Well, you'll have to tune in next time and maybe you'll find out some answers. So until then, everybody, if you were charged with joy with this stream, just remember, perceptions rolled low. It's time for us to go. But one thing, though, before we end. Something I have to play. Level up, people!
Oh, dear God.
You have made your next things. Well done. Congratulations. We have a level up around. In your scenario, Lena, if you want to do the level up, you can do it, but it's optional at this point because, obviously, we're done from this bit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's up to you. But yeah, the rest of you guys, do your level up and things. In Zelion's case, you can change your spells around. And yeah, we'll roll for hit points and we'll do that on another time. If you guys want to roll for your hit points or take your average here, we can do that. We can do it another time. Remember, we've got plenty of time.
Manage.
Ooh.
But with that said, as I stated before,
Yep, leveled.
Yep, so I believe you're all now level 10.
11.
Oh.
If I'm correct.
11.
Oh, you're 11. Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
because the
just did
last
it, so-
because the last level up, everyone was level 10 then. Everyone leveled up to level 10 then.
That proves how long I paid attention. I thought you guys were still 9. Whoops.
Nope.
Yeah, I thought I was still level 9 too.
I'm level 10.
I guess there was a level up and we missed it, Heidi. Okay.
I guess so.
All right.
Actually, I think I know what happened. Long story short, there were a few of us that didn't level up because we needed help.
I think, yeah, because we were going to go through that and we didn't do it. Maybe that's what was missing. But yeah, so in which case, Heidi, you can roll your hit points or take the average twice. So yeah, you can do that if you want.
I'll figure that out later.
No worries.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, we
I
have.
already got my.
Yeah,
I already got my hit points.
You don't really have much to add. You just add hit points and you're done.
143.
Oof. Yeah, I need to find a way to kill Magnus.
Also, I got extra. I also get an extra attack.
Wait, hang on. You don't. I'm looking this up.
Beginning at 11th level, you can attack 3 times instead of twice whenever you take the attack action on your turn.
Brownie doesn't like this game anymore. It's
Well, so much for,
Half
so
orc
much for
fighter, man.
perception check. Well, so much for a perception check.
Well,
Side note: whenever we level up to 12, I'm actually going to increase intelligence.
Right.
Hey, Magnus.
What?
You can't do magic, right?
Not yet. Not until I increase my HP. Not until I increase my intelligence. No.
No. It's fine. I can create spell storing items.
Yeah, so he could. Oh, wait, that's what you can do now?
Yes.
Oh, no.
So I can put level 1 or 2 spells into something,
What happened?
which you can use with my spell casting ability modifier.
The short
So
version-
basically-
yeah. In short, Raven now has the ability to turn anyone who can't cast magic to cast magic.
Ooh.
Magnus is overpowered.
I don't like this game anymore.
I love this game. I
I know.
love this new ability. That
Yes,
Liam
anyway,
just
this is-
got.
Let's wrap this up
Oh.
because there are
Yep,
stuff.
yep,
things
yep,
to
yep,
do. But
yep.
yes, ladies and gentlemen, as we said, this is the last one for 2021. We'll see you all for for the next D&D. Just remember, 3rd of January we will be going back to the
Yeah.
Pokemon world, and the 10th of January is when we're going back to Monu. So we'll see how the escort with Stonebreaker goes. So yeah, well done everybody. And with that, perceptions rolled low. It's time for us to go. And you know the shit by now. If you were charged with joy with this stream, be sure to hit subscribe or, follow wherever you're watching us. And until then, it's goodbye from our beloved little players. It's goodbye from Raven,
Bye.
Aeon,
Bye.
Chopper,
Later.
Heidi. No!
God damn it!
Should have done her last! From Dell.
Boy, everybody!
And from our special guest, Lena.
Sayonara, peoples.
And with that said, hopefully Kotlo will be able to join us on the next one. And until then, this is Brownie of the Joy Charge Gamers signing off on Let's Roll Live Perception Check. Until then, everybody, stay charged, catch you all later, and remember to roll high. Otherwise, you just might die. Goodbye. I'm not that mysterious.
Are we clear yet?
I was about to